everyone. Welcome to another live session specially prepared for you by the Language Center of our university. I hope that you're having a very good time. Today is a Friday afternoon with a lot of elements to feel good, happy, joyful, and positive. Today we have a special session prepared for you, especially to motivate you to keep learning languages, but in a very fun way, in a good way, for you to keep motivated, engaged, and have a good time at the same time. Basically, what we're going to do today is talk about series that are available on Netflix, this world streaming platform that we already know, we all know so well, and discuss what is good about it, what advantages it offers, and also like the possibility to explore other contents, realities, and perspectives on what is going on, thanks to characters, stories that are relatable and are like interesting in so many different ways. But I'm not going to do this alone. I have a special guest for joining me today and have a good conversation. She knows a lot about movies and music, so she's the perfect guest today. And she's also one of my colleagues at the Language Center. Her name is Monica Pavon. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Shirley. It's a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks a lot. How about this Friday afternoon?
Excellent. Great. Not only about football, but also to talk about movies and TV series.
Exactly. I have already mentioned, some of the good things about Netflix, why we should use it not just to have a good time, but let's get into details. My dear, how about your personal viewpoint regarding the advantages of watching series, reality shows, movies on Netflix?
Well, we have a lot. First, the price is really low. Yeah, remember, it doesn't replace a teacher, but it complements our academic studies of a second language. But also, you can improve your conversational skills. It's really easy because at the same time we're receiving new language, we can use it with our friends outside the classroom or outside our house.
I do agree with you. Absolutely. I really love cultural matters. And one of the reasons why I love this platform is basically the possibility to explore new worlds, new realities, especially because when we study foreign languages, we follow certain like methods and materials, and there are books, of course. When we learn French, Italian, Portuguese, English, there are some books used in the classrooms, platforms, websites, but they offer like certain contents, specific contents and resources. And even if you don't like them or you don't feel really connected to them, you have to follow them, because that's part of the course. On the contrary, when you are browsing Netflix, you can choose from a huge menu, from so many possibilities, endless possibilities. So if you are a drama lover, if you are into sitcoms or historical dramas, there are plenty of options for you all, right? Talking about genres, what do you like? Which are your favorite genres?
Well, I have to tell you that I really love investigation TV series. Yeah. So in this moment, I'm watching Criminal because it's a TV series really special because the only setting it's like one space and all the activity happens there. But we have different versions. We have Criminal from Spain, Criminal from England, Criminal from Germany. Yeah. So it's really cool because at the same time we're learning, we listen to different accents.
That's great. And that is something that I really enjoy about Netflix options. Because in my personal case, I also speak French. And, in the Colombian context, it's pretty hard to find these sources. So when I look into the options I can find on Netflix, I always find something related to France or related to Quebec, okay, or other French-speaking productions. So I really love that. It's the possibility also to, as you mentioned, listen better. You have different accents. You expand your vocabulary, which is awesome. And not just like the formal lexicon that you have sometimes in books, right? There are so many colloquial expressions like real life language.
Yes, and I have to tell you something. Now, have you heard about language learning with Netflix?
Not specifically, no. To be honest, I haven't.
Okay, let me tell you. It's a Chrome extension that streams Netflix while displaying two subtitles in different language at the same time. So that is easier for you if you're learning a second language, but not only one. Do you know something else?
Tell me.
Okay, so you can play back and auto pause after every line the person is talking. So if we are at the beginning level, like A1 or
Mhm.
A2, it will be
Mhm.
perfect, yeah, for a learner who's studying the language at that stage, A1 or A2.
Mhm.
Okay?
Ah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Ah, okay. So we have to learn about it. That's new, in my personal case, but we're going to share this information in a while. Before we start, like talking about the ideal series, regarding not only millennials and centennials preferences, okay, and what is trendy nowadays, okay. We have a ranking prepared. Let's discuss just for a while what are classics, the series that have been popular for years and years and have captured, like the attention and made many people fall in love, because of their characters and stories. So when we talk about like classic, and special and memorable series, which ones come to your mind, Monica?
Well, in my case, I absolutely love Friends. It lasted It
So
lasted
do
for
I.
about 12 seasons, and it's from the very beginning. We have the introduction, just the song and the introduction is really fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
So from the very beginning, we're having a great time. And not only that, because each single character is perfect. The chemistry between them is really cool. And I
Mhm.
think that at the same time we're learning, we're having fun. Okay. What about you?
Well, of course, I love Friends. I have watched the whole seasons, like, I don't know, like twice, three times already.
Wow.
Yeah, the characters are awesome, and you can relate to them in so many different ways. Yeah, and as I said earlier, they are memorable. I think there are others that have been like crucial in television history, or, well, in this case, platforms history, such as Breaking Bad. Have you watched it?
Oh, yes. It's an action TV series. Am I right?
Yeah, and it is great in order to like explore psychological traits of characters, how a regular man, how a regular person can, like, wow, become someone else, because of the circumstances around, what pushes him or her, and like find out other personality traits, or features, and change a lot. But don't say anything about the end, because that could be a spoiler.
Oh, yes, totally true. But I could say something that is really special because I haven't watched the whole TV series, but I have seen some chapters, and I can tell you that the character really changes through all the TV series,
A
and it's
lot.
an amazing actor. Yes, an
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely. And people recognize him, and people remember him. And there are adaptations, and even in Halloween, there are disguises, costumes, that
Oh,
make an
really?
allusion to Breaking Bad. Yeah. And there are others, such as Doctor Who and How I Met Your Mother, which are
Oh,
also so popular. I don't know if Colombian people are into them, but worldwide, especially in North America, they have millions of fans. They really capture people's attention, and they are classic, like stories to watch and enjoy, because they are lovable, because they are fun, interesting. I don't know. Have you watched them?
no, I haven't watched them yet. So that means that I have things to do and things to watch in this vacation. That is coming.
Absolutely. Yeah, another way to like live this pandemic, in a more fun way, especially on vacation when we have some more free time. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Monica, we're going to like describe some of the most popular series nowadays, their plot, okay, their genre, and the reasons why people should watch them. Okay, I said earlier that these are series that millennials and centennials love, but it does not mean that people like you and me, other people, should watch. And the reasons why they are much more than fun. They are much more like than a leisure activity, something to do in our free time. The reasons why we should like explore them. Give them a try, right?
Cool.
Good. So, in order to do so, let me share a presentation we prepared, yeah, so that everybody can see what we have for you all. Okay. So, this is the one. Okay. All right. So, this is the intro. We have already said what we have already mentioned, regarding the reasons why Netflix is a great learning tool, how it can help people who are learning languages. Monica, can you please like summarize them?
Yes, of course, Shirley. So remember that if you are eager to learn a second language, it's important to take into account that if you are going to work with Netflix, it's going to
Mhm.
improve your conversational skills. And that means that you're going to listen most of the time every day English. Yeah. So it's very
Mhm.
different from a class because we have a standard English over here. We have real English with a slangs, with idioms. That means that you're going to receive what is happening around in real time. Yes.
Mhm.
Also, what you said before, we're going to discover other different cultures through those stories.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. I think learning real language is crucial, not just the formal academic language that we find in journals and books, okay, but also what people use as linguistic tools, yeah, in their everyday lives. This is what we already mentioned as well, how this platform offers us like the possibility to find topics to discuss, the possibility to practice speaking by means of a simple conversation when we express our viewpoints about the episode or the whole series, when
Yeah,
we like create debates around it.
that's
So yeah, that motivates, yeah, better speaking somehow, that enhances our linguistic skills, but in a very formal way, without the fear that sometimes we feel when learning a second or third language. Okay, and of course there are many communities around the world that are fans of this series who are eager to discuss them with people from around the world, from people from another cultures. So that's the reason why this is a good opportunity. uh,
yes.
yeah, go ahead, Monica.
We have to take the risk of talk. If, for example, we are learning something or some words from Netflix, it would be great if we take the risk and we use it in a daily life with our friends that maybe are trying to learn also the language.
Sure. And this is the extension you talked about. What's
Yeah.
new to me? Honestly, I didn't know it. So we suggest you, viewers, our dear audience today, you use it. Just try to exploit it. It's just a tool, a complementary tool that you can include so that you can like eh, enjoy the show and learn at the same time. It's called Chrome extension, isn't it?
Yes, it's very simple. You have to click on Google Chrome, you search the extension, you download the extension, and then you're going to have access to those possibilities that I said before. That is the script, as you can see on the right. Then
Mm-hmm.
also at the bottom, you could see the two languages at the same time. And
Mm-hmm.
also remember that if you click on the word, it's going to be translated into the language you're learning.
That's awesome. I really like that, because the more options you have, the better.
Totally true.
And that is also something that people can use, in addition to the Chrome extension. It's called VPN, Virtual Private Network. Can you tell us about it, Monica, please?
Yeah, that's right. Most of the time, remember that we don't have access to all the TV series or all the movies that we on Netflix platform because of the region. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one way to have access is to have VPNs, that is virtual private network. It's really easy. You can Google it, and also you can search on YouTube some tutorials about it. And
Mm-hmm.
then with that, you can have access to blocked content. Okay.
Okay, so that means if Colombia does not have those series we want to watch available in this region, we can use VPN in order to have direct access to them, right?
Yes, that's right. And it's something that I have never understand because why, if we are paying for the service, it's not possible to have access to all the TV series they have. I don't know why, but well,
For
but
some
this,
reason.
yeah, and that's some opportunity to have this access.
That's great. Okay, and that is something that we can benefit from. Well, now we start the ranking, yeah, for people to like have an insight into this series. We recommend you. We suggest you watch. If you have already watched them, well, start discussing them. Start analyzing them with your friends, with other native speakers in Colombia, native speakers of Spanish, but also please try to exploit the potential you have in English or Portuguese, French, and so on, in order to find these communities which follow the series and are eager like to analyze the characters and like look for other insights into the story, which is very intriguing in this particular case. To be honest, I really enjoyed watching You. It's a thriller, yeah? So let's read about it. The show follows Joe Goldberg, a bookstore manager, as he obsessively pursues a graduate school student, Guinevere Beck. His obsession blossoms after encountering her just once, okay? But theirs isn't a typical love story, and things begin to get dangerous.
Oh,
Have you watched it?
yes, I have watched the first season.
Ah, I already watched both of them. There are two seasons already available. Both interesting, they keep you like connected from the beginning to the end. It's difficult to be sure about what to expect from the characters. In the particular case of Joe, he's obsessed, yeah, and he has like a criminal instinct, but he confuses love um, to an extent that can be like deadly. Yeah, but I will not tell you about the second season because I want you to watch it. Not just you,
Okay.
Monica. Everybody who's watching our emission, our live today. Okay.
Yeah.
But we have other genres included. Can we please recall which ones besides a thriller,
For example,
Monica?
we have comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we have action TV series,
Yeah.
science fiction. That's the one that I like.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
I have a questions about this one, Shirley.
Yeah. Tell
Uh,
me.
do you think that is a good idea for level B1 and level B2?
Yeah, I think the language is pretty easy. It's like informal language. If people find it difficult because at some point, in real life conversations, native speakers speak apparently fast, but well, it's not fast. It's just a regular pace, a normal pace. I think it's possible to use captions, and follow the story very easily. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's move on into the fourth series recommended for you all. And it's a comedy, it's a situation comedy. So, Monica, can you tell us about it, please?
Yes, that's right. It is called With This.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's a story about Sydney, that is a teenager girl that is navigating the trails and tribulations of high school, while at the same time dealing with the complexities of her family. Yeah, so it's really cool because it's really updated to what is happening to teenagers nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, there is something there extra. Her bonding sexuality to its explore and the mysterious superpowers. This is special about
Uh-huh.
this series, yeah, because this girl is going to have superpowers and she's going to start discovering what can do with these powers, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
it's a little bit mixture of comedy, but at the same time drama, a little bit of drama, and like a hero story too, a hero's journey.
I already watched the first season and I liked it because it's fun. It's also like the possibility to understand teenagers better, like how they are affected by situations going on around. In the case of this girl, Sydney, she lost her parent, She suffers a lot and she feels lonely. Besides, she's not part of the like popular girls at school, you know, what is very common in the USA. So she feels kind of like sometimes sad about it, but she likes to be an indoor girl. She likes to be that way. She has a good friend who is important in the story. But what is really surprising about this sitcom is basically what you find at the end, that she has special powers, but she does not know how to handle them. You know, so it's cool. It's interesting, and believe me, the end of the first season was awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
let's move on to the third one. And I have already watched all the seasons Black Mirror offers, and even the
Really?
movie. Yeah, I like this series in particular because it's like an insight into technology, like the pros and cons of technology, also how it affects human relationships, our emotions, our relatedness, and like I don't know, it's like an insight into what would happen in the future if technology controls us. So let me see. This is just a plot synthesis. It's a British dystopian science fiction anthology television series created by Charlie Brooker. He and Annabel Jones are the program's showrunners. It examines modern society, particularly with regard to the unanticipated consequences of new technologies. I have used this series in my classes, and my students have really enjoyed them, you know, because they give us the possibility to exploit critical thinking, like imagine the future of technology, like be aware also of how we are using it and why we should be careful about it. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's like a fusion of, you know, science fiction, but also that human touch, which is always important.
Well,
And tell me, yeah, go ahead.
I could say about the previous one that it's really amazing how they treat technology and the possibility that that could happen. Because even if it is a sci-fi fiction, we could think that maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible. So that makes us feel really, really like anxious about the future. Yeah, because what we are seeing right now in the world, it's really well, in my
Scary.
yes, it's scary. Hmm.
Okay, well, my dear, let's move on to the second one because of time constraints. It's a drama. I have not watched it, but some of my friends have already recommended it, and they said it's a very, like, I don't know, like intriguing story that you can learn a lot from.
Yes, I have to say about this drama that is unbelievable. The title describes the TV series. It's
Mhm.
unbelievable, guys, because this TV series is not for laughing. You're not going to laugh. Every single chapter, you're going to be asking, what is happening? Why? Because it's about a story, about a case that happened in 2008, 2011,
Mhm.
about a girl, yes, that was raped. And basically,
Mhm.
the TV series narrates about the serial rape cases around those years. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
Unbelievable follows Mary, that is the name of the actor, that is that teenager who was charged. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
It's about Mary. Yeah, she is a
Yeah.
teenager also who was
Mhm.
charged with lying about having been raped. Yes,
Uh-huh. Okay. All
and
right.
and the two detectives who follow the twisting path to arrive to the truth. So basically, what is about this TV series is that the protagonist, we think she's a bad person. I'm
Mhm.
only going to say that. I can tell you more because at the end you will discover, wow, really amazing things.
Oh, yeah. Usually when you think of victims of rape or any type of abuse, aggression, you see them as innocent creatures, right? So
Mhm.
based on what we have already heard from you and the plot here, wow. So you may not know if this girl is truly innocent. Yeah, right? That's what you meant?
That's right.
All right. So we have just like a couple of minutes to finish. Historical drama. So we have here The Crown. The Crown is absolutely popular, okay? And it shows or portrays the life of Queen Elizabeth II from her wedding to Philip Mountbatten until the 21st century. This has been an awesome story, nominated to many different awards. It's amazing not only in terms of the costumes, the acting, the production, but also in relation to the story portrayed and how we can better understand history and the importance of Queen Elizabeth in England, well, in the whole Great Britain. All right, so.
Yes.
We can hear more about Olivia Colman, in different award shows, award ceremonies, because she has been nominated to different ones. She already won a Golden Globe Award. Yeah, so we should see her because her acting is impressive. Yeah, she won as best performer. So this is the reason why we chose it as number one. Not only because it's a great production in terms of, as I said before, character, costumes, the story is well written. They studied a lot in terms of the history of Great Britain, and also, how they could bring the story from the past to the 21st century. That's the reason why we recommend it. And because we just have a couple of minutes, so we also recommend it, Monica, because of the vocabulary and what else?
Yeah, that's right. Taking into account that we're talking about not only TV series, but also how we can make a profit of them through learning a language, because the vocabulary we're going to listen is specifically British, and also because we can learn academic language. Yeah. So if you are eager to learn formal English, this is for you. Okay.
Thanks a lot. Okay, I would like to say it because I think it's possible to learn about history in a more fun way. Some people prefer to read, biographies, but this is another option we have, and it's pretty interesting. And what about other languages? Yeah, just for the people who enjoy French, like me, or Portuguese, I have some recommended options as well, also available on Netflix. For French learners, we have Le Chalet, 10%, Marseille, Blanqueur, et La Forêt. And for those students interested in improving their Portuguese skills, we have Coisa Mais Linda, O Mecanismo, O Negócio, A Menina Sem Qualidades, 3%. Okay? So if you are trying to learn another language like me, interested in Portuguese, there are very interesting options available. Monica, which one would you like to learn?
Well, now that you're asking about that, maybe I will try German.
German. Oh my God, it's pretty hard. Go ahead and good luck. Okay, just to conclude, we said that as general tips, if you are watching a series of your interest or a film of your interest, be ready to take notes, because if you learn new expressions, slang, like informal language that you want to use in different situations, you need to remember them. So take your notepad and write down those expressions. Also, watch and listen with your full attention. Understand and practice active listening. And Monica has the final tips.
Yes, that's right. Remember that every single time we're trying to learn a language, so we have to watch TV in a different way. In this case, be careful with your observations. Please take notes and write down the new words you're learning. Yeah, because if we don't practice them and we don't write them down, it's going to be very difficult because we're going to forget them. Yes, and also try to practice the new vocabulary with people, because the interaction is like the core of learning a second language. Yes,
absolutely. You don't make real progress if you don't put into practice what you have already learned. Fossilization happens in languages if you don't use the language for real purposes. If you don't enjoy it, you tend to forget. Okay, so Yeah, try to enjoy it as much as possible. There are many memorable lines, but also like historical elements, social cultural elements that may call your attention and you can learn about. And well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Monica. We appreciate, yeah, the presence of different students and professors who are interested, like in not only learning but also um, trying to promote, motivate language learning for so many reasons. So thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. And well, I don't know, Monica, what can you tell our audience?
Well, that I'm really thankful to be here. Thanks for the invitation. It was a real pleasure this moment. And yeah, the interaction. I repeat every single time my students ask me how to improve the language is that if we don't practice them, it's going to fossilize. So please talk to someone, your friends, your father, your mother, someone that can help you with the language.
Yeah, there are so many communities, there are so many apps we can benefit from. The resources are there, ready to be exploited. So a final tip, just enjoy this beautiful art, the cinema world, television world nowadays, set into a streaming platform that is so popular all around, and try to exploit your potential as language learners. Thank you very much. We'll meet you some other occasion pretty soon. Have a good time, enjoy the weekend, and be safe. Bye for
Okay,
now.
bye bye. Thank you.
Ciao. Have a good time. Thank you, Monica.
Thanks to you, Shirley.
My pleasure.